I'm here live on YouTube with an update regarding tonight's Iowa caucuses. And there is a lot to catch you up on. And so I'm just going to kind of start with the big headline at this point, which was that CNN and ABC News have projected former President Trump as the winner of tonight's Iowa caucuses. And what was unique about this was the fact that CNN's projection actually came 30 minutes into the caucus. At 8:30 p.m., it was projected that former President Trump would win Iowa. And that's pretty early. And that's basically due to the fact that we have a lot of early numbers. And so early data in some cases is not as useful, but in this case, as you can see, it was very useful because we were seeing from different parts of the state that there was a lot of support for former President Trump. And so that's still holding strong at this point. So now that we have that projection of who's right now leading in Iowa and who will win Iowa tonight, we have to look at who's going to come in second, which is just as important. Why is that important? There is division in the Republican Party. Obviously, there are a lot of people and candidates that are still behind former President Trump, but there are still those voters and candidates that want something different. And so at this point, we just have to see who's going to be number two, because that's going to be the alternative within the Republican Party. Because for a lot of voters, former President Trump, there's just a lot of contentious things that are going on. And on top of that, a lot of controversy, legal troubles that are happening as well as relations internationally. And so those are going to be big things for Republican voters that aren't supporting former President Trump. And so I want to look at right now who is actually leading second to former President Trump. And so it depends on where you are in the state. Ron DeSantis, he has been pretty much the number two here throughout the evening. But Nikki Haley in some places is emerging as that number two. So if we look by county, that's one thing that really tends to vary. And so in Polk County, which is home to Iowa's capital, Des Moines, we're right there at about 35% support for Nikki Haley. She's actually leading over former President Trump with that early support. So important to keep in mind, these are early numbers, and these are numbers that could change throughout the evening, and things could change throughout the evening. But that's pretty interesting there. Also looking at Sioux City, which is in Woodbury County, we're looking there. Former President Trump holds a strong lead there, 68% of those early votes. And I'm looking at the Associated Press's numbers, and these are early numbers that we have. And so that's data that's really important to look at throughout the evening to see how things are changing. But again, former President Trump leads in that part of the state. We're also going to look at the county home to Davenport, Iowa, Scott County. And right now we don't have any information there just yet. So I'm kind of just going through the different counties here. And one thing that is consistent is I'm seeing mostly support for former President Trump. And so I'm going to keep you posted throughout the evening. One thing I encourage you to do, give me a follow on X, Instagram, Facebook, Threads. I'm there. You can look in the description for those links. But I'm also going to be posting these updates in the community section right here on YouTube. So have a great evening. I'm going to have those updates going for you throughout the night up until we get to the end of tonight's Iowa caucus.